I'm Christina Howard with a City News exclusive. Now, I'm at Pearson Airport where thousands of people are trying to flee the cold weather, just like Moazzam Tariq fled the justice system. The 31-year-old convicted rapist surrendered his passport to the Toronto court, and he was supposed to be sentenced on December 1st. Instead, and unbeknownst to police, he was in Pakistan. It's a shocking video. A virtual stranger pouring vodka down a woman's throat. The man doing the pouring is Moazzam Tariq. The woman is his soon-to-be victim. Within 20 minutes, he has taken his impaired victim to a hotel. This is them in the lobby. Then again, in the elevator. The victim woke up with no recollection of what had happened. The judge ruled she was too impaired to give consent, and Tariq was found guilty of sexual assault. His father was his surrogate, but pulled bail 2 weeks ago. Police didn't apprehend Tariq, who his father says was in Vancouver. Today, the Crown prosecutor tells City News Tariq was and is actually in Pakistan. He remains a risk to the community, Crown Jill Whitkin tells City News. Nobody stopped him as he fled the country because Canadian border services don't check people exiting Canada.
Most people probably assume that when somebody leaves the country, somebody has a record of that. Well, in fact, that has not been the case.
CBSA officials are much more focused on who's coming in. Nobody checks if there are warrants, charges, or even convictions for people leaving Canadian soil by air. Tariq likely knew this because he's done it before. Charged with dangerous driving, among other charges, he fled to Pakistan in 2010. He returned in 2011 and reached a deal with the Crown, pleading guilty to 1 count of dangerous driving, serving 90 days in jail. The information was apparently not in the CPIC system, a database used by law enforcement to track individuals facing charges and convicted criminals. Defense attorney Daniel Brown says it's a loophole that is easily exploited.
Somebody who has been convicted but not yet sentenced may not show up on these computer databases that reveal whether or not somebody has a criminal record or not.
Justice Matta Green said that things would have been different if they had known about Tariq's past. Had we known his history, he would have been in custody immediately, she tells City News. Peel police have not yet responded to our questions about why Tariq's earlier attempt to flee weren't inputted into CPIC, and Goodale will only say that they are looking at delays in CPIC processing, but noted he is working hard to give border officials the power to investigate those leaving Canada.
We are introducing legislation right now in C-21 to collect basic exit tombstone data, as they call it, off passports to make sure that we have a record not only of who's entering the country, but who's leaving the country.
Problem is, that doesn't mean that CBSA officers will actually be inputting travelers' names into CPIC, which means that many individuals, people like Tariq, would still likely be able to flee the country undetected. Now, Canada and Pakistan do not have an extradition treaty. So if Tariq is actually going to face justice, it means he will have to return to Canada or be found in a country where one of those treaties does exist. That's unlikely to happen, which means that he's likely to escape justice and his victim is unlikely to find closure.